Would you like to connect with anyone and influence them and inspire them with your magnetic presence? Would you like to communicate effectively with people in your personal and professional relationships? If yes, then this video is going to be very helpful for you. My name is Neha Bhatia. I am an NLP trainer and a communication specialist, and I'd like to welcome you to this video, to this session of NLP known as rapport. How to build rapport with people, how to connect with people at a first glance, and how to just make them feel very, very comfortable with you. This video is going to be mind blowing. I'm going to give you some important and interesting tips that you can start to apply in your daily life, and you will start to be amazed by the results you're going to get. So where can you apply this? Where do you want to connect with people? It could be in your relationship. It could be if you are into sales, or if you're doing a lot of sales on a regular basis, or if you want to convey a point to somebody and they're not able to understand it really well. This is going to be amazing for you. You'll be understanding as to what is really missing. We think that relationships are all about just communication, right? It is not really that. Communication is the medium, and whatever results you want out of that, that is what you're looking at the end of the day, right? What is it that you want out of them? Communication simply means that whatever you're trying to convey to them, they get it fully, okay? And if they're not able to get it, which means that you're not communicating it right. So in NLP, there is a presupposition which says that the meaning of your communication is the response that you get. So if you're not getting a good response, which means that you're not able to communicate very well, you're not able to put your point very well. So today I'm going to help you with all of that. If you're ready, just write on the comment box that I am ready. Okay, this is one of the very important skill and art that should be taught, when we are children. But we grow up and we don't learn this basic foundation, because this is the foundation of any relationship, and this foundation is called connection. How to connect with somebody at a first glance. See, some people are pretty good at that, okay, but some people are not. Some people are good professionally but not personally, or vice versa. Now, I have been a public speaker for many years, and I know there have been times that just with one word, with one sentence, people used to get connected with me, and that has been one of my topmost skill: connection and communication. Hence, I'm able to teach you that. So how to build that connection? See, it's very important first you understand what exactly is communication. Okay, communication is not just words. No, 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 no. Sometimes you might tell yourself, you know what, I tried communicating to this person, I tried putting my word out, but he's just not ready to understand, right? You could be a mother who's trying to convince your son, or a daughter. You could be a boss who's trying to convince or trying to make a point to your employee, but they're not understanding. Why? Because the foundation is not there. Because you're thinking just with words they will understand. But hey, no, 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 not at all, not at all, not at all. There are three things that are the most important when it comes to communication, okay? And I'm gonna talk in detail about it, so be there with me. So first thing is your physiology. Have you ever noticed that in a relationship, when two people get mad at each other, they don't even look at each other? This is their body language, okay? Or their body language is just not matching with each other, and hence they get more and more, away from each other. So the first thing, the most important thing in communication is body language. And for people to perceive what you're saying, your body language has to be in alignment with your words, right? If that is not in alignment, they will not be able to understand that. So first thing is physiology, okay? And under which comes your body language. I'm going to talk in detail, so just be there with me. The second is your tonality. Tonality means the tone that you're using when you're talking to somebody, okay? Sometimes you may have heard when people say, you know what, it's not what you said, but I didn't like the way you talked to me. I didn't like how you talked to me, right? So tonality, okay? And then the third one is words. So the most important is body language. And what is the percentage that is required in your communication to make sure that the other person understands you very well is 55%. 55%. Can you believe that? Like how I'm using my hands, my gestures, my smile, or my eye movements, or just my head movements, right? All this is a part of your body language. And did you know that even your breathing is a part of your physiology? So when two people are very happy, they're laughing together, when they're laughing together, your breathing is matching, right? So first thing first is start to match the body language of a person. Now let me teach you how to do that. Let's say if you're talking to somebody, okay, and that person is just not ready to listen to you. He is completely out of repo. You might think that, you know what, this person is not listening to me. You might think that he doesn't understand me, or, you know, we are not in a good relationship. But that comes very late. The first thing is, what is common between the both of you? Okay, so let's suppose you know, you are in India and you go to, let's say, US, okay, and you're walking on the road enjoying the beautiful view and the beautiful roads, and all of a sudden you see an Indian. There's a huge chance you will turn back. You know why? Because there is something common between the both of you. What is it? Just that you are Indian, right? That's, and it's a complexion, it's a body language, it's just the way you look, right? There are lots of Indians, Sri Lankans, they look very similar. There are a lot of people from the other countries, Europe, they look very similar. So repo simply means that you find the commonalities, the similarities, because we like those people who are like us, or we like those people who we want to be like, right? So how do we do it when it comes to NLP? Start to match the body language of the person. Especially if you're a trainer or if you're a psychologist, it's so important to understand what your client or what your trainee or, you know, what your student needs, right? Especially if you're doing a one-on-one session with them, or even if you're in sales. So for example, if that person is sitting like this, just sit like this for a few seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then say a word, and then come in your normal posture. Okay, if he's like this, so, and if you're facing each other, then this is my right hand. So from your side, right, you can just take your right hand, match it or mirror it. When you do the matching and mirroring, automatically there is a subconscious mind. It's not conscious again, it's not conscious. Subconscious of that person will automatically get connected with you. Now, how does that happen? We teach that in very much in detail in NLP sessions. So you can always join our 21 days workshop, or the train the trainer workshop, or you can take private sessions with me. I'm going to put the link in the description box. Take an alignment call with me and see how you feel. Okay, so that's the first thing. Start to match the body language. When you start to match the body language, now it's going to be a little bit of an effort, of course, because initially, if you're not NLP trained, or if you're not, you know, you don't have much knowledge about how training is done, how to actually enter the mind of the other person, then it will be a little bit of a challenge with you. But you may still give it a try, okay? But I'm also going to tell you some more easier method. But this is the easiest method, but still you may want to take a little bit of time to just start to apply it and see a change, okay? The second is tonality, okay? Tonality, for somebody to understand you fully and in the right way, tonality should be 38%. Now, tonality is what? Your speed of what you're speaking, right? Your tone, right? And, you know, your pitch. So your tempo, right? So when you start to have all these things in place, you'll start to connect with that person. But I'm going to make it very easy for you, simple, in simple words. So for example, somebody gets very angry with you all of a sudden, or maybe it's a pattern of that person. Ugh. And what happens is the both of you start to fight, right? Either you will not fight at all and you'll be very submissive, or you'll get suppressed, or you will fight it back. But still there is no resolution. So how to actually bring that person into your comfort zone? Okay, how to make sure that that person makes you, you know, that person is more comfortable with you, so that now when you speak something, he listens to you. So when he speaks louder, you also speak a little bit louder for a few seconds, maybe a minute if you want. Okay, go, and then immediately bring it down. Bring it to your normal speed and your normal tone that you use. And trust me, he will listen to you. You know why? Because you just did something that he was doing. So it was common, right? Many of my clients have applied this in their life, and the relationships have been solved. They have been able to convey better, especially in relationships when there are a lot of arguments that happens. Yeah. So matching the tone is very, very important, and it becomes even more easier when you're doing it on the phone, right? Because when you're meeting somebody, so there is definitely this conscious block, because you're looking at that person. You don't want to make that person feel uncomfortable. So if he's doing like this and you also start to do like this, you'll start to make that person very uncomfortable, and he'll get to know, and the rapport will be broken immediately, and you don't want that. So do it very subtle, okay? The subtle. So second is tonality. The best ways to do it with body language. Second is tonality, and the third is words. So for example, how to have that rapport and connection with people and influence. Start to pick out the words that these people use more often, okay? And even one of the best word for them to understand is their own name. So whenever you're talking to somebody, start to speak to them by addressing them with their name, because they understand that, because they relate with it, okay? So I mean, for example, if you just go and start to speak to somebody and their name is, let's say their name is let's say a person's name is Shilpa, okay? And you go and meet, hey, hi Nupur, how are you? And they will be I'm not Nupur. You know why? Because that person identify with the name very stronger. But you can use other things as well. For example, start to pick out the words that person is using more, and start to add that in your language, either verbally, or if you're writing to that person on WhatsApp or on the mail. Okay, that's why a lot of times, great sales happen, because people know how to write good emails. Okay, and sometimes you can just convince the person, inspire the person, influence the person just by being on the mail, because you're using the words. So you see what you feel connected with. See, these are the three things that we teach in NLP very much in detail. Sometimes the session goes on for 2.5 hours, because you will have multiple questions as to, Neha, what if this happened, what if that happens, then what to do. So you can come and take my NLP session, you can take an alignment call with me and see how it feels. Okay, but this is just the starting. Now moving forward, how do you really connect with people if you find this a little bit of a challenge? If you're a beginner, then start to feel how they are feeling for a few seconds. Now this is something that we do in our training as well, right? When somebody comes to me, and a lot of people come to me when they are a little bit depressed, when they're going through challenges, and I'm like, hey, how are you? They will not be able to relate. For a moment they will be, because okay, she has a good energy. But no, see, understand, if you want to develop a great relationship with anybody, and you are here or he is here, you have to go to his level first, and then bring that person to your level. If you're going to do hundreds of things and try to bring this person, like how we say in law of attraction as well, no, law of attraction will not work when you don't act, because there's a word action in law of attraction. Make sense? Yeah, make sense? So what you have to do is, you have to go to that person's level, but don't stay there. Otherwise you will come in his mental zone, or the mind zone, or the energy zone. No, no, a lot of times this happens in relationship. We become so sympathetic. No, be a little bit of an empath. Go there and bring him here. Now that's a skill. So for that, I would really recommend you to read the book Quiet Leadership by David Rock. Okay, you will start to understand how to become a good listener. You know why? Because people love to talk about themselves. But if you are somebody who's talking in relationship, this happens a lot, right? And that's why we mess up in relationships. So if you talk, so what will happen is, you're not giving that person a chance. Okay, you go there, listen to that person. Even if that person is blaming on you for something, be there, just listen, and very subtle level, start to bring him in rapport with the methods that I just taught you, and bring that person in your zone. That's how you become a leader. How do we become a leader? We don't become a leader just by making people follow us. No, we push them at the same time, and we guide them at the same time. But we understand where they are. We go there where they are, and slowly bring them where we want them to be. Okay? So these are a couple of tips that I really want you to apply to start to connect and influence people. Can this be used in groups? Yes, very much. But I'm going to answer all of that in the next couple of sessions and videos. Okay, but if you would want to work with me privately, and you want to change these things in your life, want to become an amazing communicator, effective communicator, and a great influencer, get in touch with me, take an alignment call, and I'd be more than happy to serve you in my best capacity. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.